people come in and pick up the packets and request for information. And you should have the guidelines of that request in the packet. They were given this 3-page document along with the plans for the clubhouse as it is being remodeled. 2 prospective lessees returned their plans. One is a full business plan as requested. The other is a letter which is not as the RFI requested. From here, I'm asking direction on how council would want to proceed with these. If we want to bring them in to interview them, present their plans. I'm looking for direction.
Mike, I think the best approach is like we did with Monument Lake, to have the candidates come forward and present their proposal to the council, like we did in the past, like we did in Monument Lake, and then let the council determine which ones they think. Was there a dollar amount included in the lease?
There was not. It was left up to the discretion of how the business plan was laid out. In the one business plan, they proposed the period. I believe this to be right. I just had to glance through it myself. Period 1, which I assume is the first year on their prospectus here, would be $1,000 a month. Period 2 and 3 would be $1,500 a month, but that's subject to negotiations, I believe. But they definitely, it is definitely a well laid out plan, well thought out plan. The other one is just a letter. I don't know what else to say.
That's probably going to be a negotiable item, I guess, more so than anything. Yes, go ahead.
I believe I mentioned that in the last council meeting or something like that, Micah, that the council, I would like to see them come into the meeting and introduce themselves, and like the mayor said, and talk with us and stuff like that to present their bidding or whatever they want to do on that. So it was a good idea that, but correct me if I'm wrong, did you say that 6 people applied, or?
6 people picked up packets.
Only 2 returned.
Only 2 returned the packets by the deadline.
Who were the 2 that returned the packets?
The one business plan is from the Clubhouse Grill. That would be Tony Bueno and David Griego. Tony Bueno would be the owner. The general manager would be David Griego. And the other letter is from the Trinidad Municipal Golf Board of Directors.
So you're saying that the board of directors, the golf association, they didn't provide the documents requested in the RFI?
Not as I read them, no. The RFI requested menus, hours of operations, the financial capabilities, a detailed business plan, a 2-year pro forma budget, marketing plan, improvements such as seating and additional equipment that we are not providing, number of employees, experience of prospective operator and lessee, references, and any other information that they may deem necessary in evaluating the proposal. So it's pretty well laid out, and then also laid out in that request was criteria that will be used in the evaluation process. So.
I just wanted to make sure. I didn't see anything, and it was just due diligence, making sure my packet was complete.
I would suggest if we have the interview with both of them, that they provide us with all the information necessary to run the operation of the clubhouse, the financial background that they'll need for it, and I think those are the things that we need to contact them about. I think the Grego and Bueno, I think, submitted a pretty well-rounded out plan. And I think that might inform the Golf Association that they have to comply with those requirements. I think that would help.
I would defer to our attorney if we had a deadline on the request for information and that was laid out. Can they come back later?
I would think that would be problematic. You know, it's
At this point?
basically, yeah, you know, you get one bite at the apple, and if you miss that window of opportunity. As I see it, the only viable proposal we've received is from,
Bueno and
yeah, the
Grego.
Clubhouse Grill.
And it's very complete.
Yeah, it is. It's good too. I don't have a problem, but I think we have at least afford the other groups a chance to talk to us anyway. I don't know. I think Mr. DeGarbo is I think he's the president of the Golf Association.
We'll just cut through the chase. How's that sound? No, actually, since day one, I'm Joey DeGarbo with the president of the Golf Association. But I had a member that was interested in looking at this, and we told him if he put it together properly, we'd take a look as a board. But pretty much our concession is that we don't have the capability of running a restaurant. Our job is to run the golf course and greens and take care of that. So really, it's best for us to bow out and give it to the experienced person. It's more important to get this thing off the ground right, and we realize that too.
Okay.
So, you know, we'll make it easy for all of you. How's that sound?
All right. Thank you, Joe.
Thank you.
Why don't you inform Mr. Grego then, Mr. Grego and Mr. Bueno that we'd like to visit with them sometime at a work session and go over the proposal with them?
Okay. We can do that. The next work session, or is there?
I don't think we want to do it at a regular meeting, but I think at a work session is that probably the best way to go. Is that agreeable to the council? Thank you, Mike. Eight, consideration of the proposed resolution of the city of Trinidad supporting the grant application for the Colorado State Historical Fund for funding necessary development, construction documents for the preservation and rehabilitation and restoration of the Trinidad Power and Light building located at 127 Plum.
Mr. Mayor, members of council, before you is a resolution of support for our application to the State Historical Fund, continuing the work that we started with the historic structure assessment that is currently in process. We've received conditional approval, and upon final approval, we'll be submitting this application to develop the construction documents for the building. If we get it, the result would be a complete set of construction documents that we could then use to go for funding to actually do the restoration work on the building. The amount requested from us would be $10,625. That represents 25% of the total project cost of $42,500. It's slightly more, $625 more than was budgeted, due to a slight increase in the cost of the grant amount requested.
Who gave you the estimate on that?
A&E Design. They are the firm that we've retained to do the historic structure assessment, and also they're doing work on the Waterworks building as well.
Okay, maybe is the chief still here? My curiosity is what are they going to house in that building where they can't house in the present facility?
That would be a better question for the chief. We worked with the chief and the former IT person here, John Sanders, to come up with the floor plan. They basically explained to the architect, A&E Design, what it was that they needed to see in the building, and then the architect came back with a concept design that was reviewed by the chief, and he